It's really crunch time for Italy. I know for our international audience, it's good to remind them that Italy and the president has gained a lot more power in the last decade, but it's still, of course, not the president of the U.S. just because of the function, because he's not head of government. Professor, what are you expecting in this rate, and what does it mean for Italian reforms going forward?
Well, this is a very challenging time for Italy because, as colleagues from political science tell me, the presidential election is a kind of nested games because if Mario Draghi, becomes is being elected as president, then drags with it the premiership is going to be the new premier. At the same time, political parties have been discussing issues regarding the electoral system. So really, there are few games being played at the same time in a landscape where we have geopolitical pressure, which results often, as we're seeing in the increase in energy cost, and being Italy a large manufacturing country, the second largest in Europe, in fact, does get hit by this geopolitical dynamic. So very challenging time. We do hope that we can snatch this opportunity to turn the challenges into real opportunities. So lay the foundation, thanks to the funding available by the PNRR, the foundation for a new institutional framework.
And Professor, I guess the million-dollar question is whether the stability that we've seen in Italian politics, which hasn't lasted very long, for the moment it's been like 12 months, but certainly international investors and the international community thinks this is a Draghi effect, and frankly, that he could walk on water and do no wrong. But is that stability also felt in Italy, or are we underestimating the fact that Italian politics could almost not survive without Mario Draghi?
It is very well perceived and in Italy across the board by the firms, the industrial system, by the university system, by people at large. There is a kind of wind of optimism that this is affecting Italy right now because of the stability, in a way, created by the Draghi government, which is apparently predicted to last. 2021. We enjoyed a 6.3 increase in the GDP. Now the forecast are for about 4% for this year, 2022. So stability is well perceived. I would like to have a stable political dynamic, which sounds like an oxymoron, but is fundamental for the Italian recovery and resilience.
What do you see as the main obstacles for Italy to try and overcome, the high growth, or to stay with the growth that we've had in the last couple of months?
I do believe that the real challenge is to work out the way we should spend the funding made available by the PNRR. So we have the opportunity to again create a new industrial system. There are discussion in and around Europe about the reorganization of the supply chain. There's discussion in and around investment in digital technology, which has become fundamental, and make sure that Europe and Italy become less dependent from the tech giants from US and China. So I think that if we are able to merge this optimism together with the opportunity created at PNRR, surely Italy can be on a surefire development path.
Yeah. Professor, as rector of Lewis University, one of the most prestigious and renowned universities actually in Italy, what do you need from the current government and from whoever replaces Mario Draghi if he goes to the presidency?
Well, to maintain stability and make sure that the investments they're going to be impact also on the educational system. We've been hearing and discussing a lot about the new profession and the new nature of jobs that are being played out after this pandemic. So a big and important investment in and around along the educational filière is fundamental. This entails also redefining the vocational training system with the so-called ITS, Istituti Tecnici Superiori, but at the same time, a new asset, a new institutional framework for the university, which is fundamental to make sure that our young generation gets prepared to interpret and act upon reality.
Rector, very quickly, is everything back in the classroom, or are you still having to do virtual? And has that really set back the path of certain students?
Everything is back in classroom. We've learned how to use digital technologies and digital environment to teach. So we're going to be exploiting this learning opportunity which we've been given by the pandemic. So now we are in an hybrid format, as we call it, which has allowed us to value, the presence, the in-classroom presence, but at the same time also the opportunity that digital technologies can offer us.